If you've ever been legitimately upset to see the return of the Sig Sauer M18 service pistol, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, The Average. Sig Sauer is back for the Air Force. Video enjoyer that your mom says that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we have the iPad of truth, and we are going to be going over a story from the Air Force of the return of the Sig Sauer M18 service pistol. If you want to support today's video and support the channel in general, hit the like button, as that is a free concept that helps out a ton. And every time you hit the like button, it's like giving me a hug, a kiss, a fist bump, or whatever you choose. Some of that is kind of sus, but thank you for doing that. If you guys want to leave a combat llama emoji down below, that would be a great help. So leave your combat llama emojis down below. And if you want to support further in a monetary manner, then donate to the ammunition fund. We are doing a Glock 17 Gen 5 burn down out of the box, a Glock 19X Gen 5 MHS burn down out of the box. Both of those torture test style to 3,000 round, as well as a Sig Sauer M17 pistol to the 10,000 round mark. When you donate to the ammo fund, specify which gun you want to support. Let's get into the news. Now, I want to preface this. I have a lot of bias because I am committed to what's called Stockholm Syndrome. I carry the Sig M17 every day for work. Give me my holster. I carry the Sig M17 every day for work. Right now I'm in a course where we're going to be shooting lots and lots of bullets for the next month and a half or so through an M17 service pistol. So I am a product of Stockholm Syndrome. I earned my Expert Infantryman's badge on the M17 service pistol. I earned my Excellence in Competition Bronze Pistol badge, which is a difficult badge to earn as well, on the M17 service pistol, and probably a bunch of other things. Basic CQB course on this M17, a bunch of stuff. So I am a victim of Stockholm Syndrome. Here's my bronze rifle, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? I don't have my pistol here. I just keep the rifle here as a flex. For weird purposes, okay? But you guys understand what I'm saying. So when I give you my thoughts and opinions on the M17, or in this case, the M18, you have to understand my background and understand that I am the product of Stockholm Syndrome. But I'm not incapable of objective thought. Let's get into the news. Air Force Global Strike Command clears M18 pistols return for duty. This is as of August 25th, 2025 by Corey Dixon. Okay. All right. So the Air National Guard Airmen, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's move into the story. This is all going to be from the iPad of truth, of course. And keep in mind, nothing I say represents the Department of Defense or the Department of the Army in any way. So this is just the news as I'm reporting it. I'll give you my opinions at the end, but this is not me speaking as a soldier. This is me speaking as Trench Grenade. Air Force Global Strike Command is returning the M18 pistol to duty after pausing use of the firearm for more than a month following the shooting death of a security forces airman, service officials announced Monday. General Thomas B., who leads Global Strike Command, signed off on the return to duty for most of the command's Sig Sauer made sidearms after a week-long inspection of all of its 7,970 M18s MHS pistols. The command said in a statement the general determined the vast majority of the guns were safe to return to duty. The vast majority of the guns, okay? Well, hopefully there's more to follow on that, but that is a concerning statement, but hopefully he specifies more in a second. It is paramount that our airmen trust their weapon systems, General B says in a prepared statement. This thorough inspection ensures the M18s in our inventory are in optimal working order, providing our security forces defenders with safe, reliable, and effective systems to accomplish their mission. General B ordered the pause in use of the M18s after 21-year-old Airman Braden Loven, a security forces specialist at F.E. Warren Air Force Base, Wyoming, was fatally shot by another airman on July 20th. Investigators were initially concerned an M18 had discharged without its trigger being pulled, a rare occurrence known as an uncommanded discharge. Such discharges had been reported previously by Sig Sauer made pistols similar to the M18, which is a compact version of the New Hampshire's-based firearm maker's P320 model. That's not accurate. It is a shorter barrel and shorter slide. It's the same grip module, right? For the stock one that you get will be the standard grip module. You can put a shorter grip module or a longer grip module on it, but the standard M18 comes with a standard 17-round grip module, so that is not accurate. It has a compact barrel, but it does not have a compact slide, but it does not have a compact grip module. Ask me how I know. Stockholm Syndrome. SIG has faced more than a dozen lawsuits in recent years from law enforcement officers, civilians who have claimed their P320s have fired without a trigger pull, in some cases causing injuries. Sig Sauer has long argued that none of its weapons are capable of firing on their own, but the company said it would support the military's investigations into the M18 safety. SIG has supplied the military with M18s and their full-size versions M17 since winning a contract in 2017 to replace the decades-old M9 built Beretta. The Air Force is yet to name the airmen accused in Lovin's death because of the ongoing investigation. A service spokesperson said on Monday. Officials said a thorough review of the M18 discharges across Global Strike Command showed none had occurred without a trigger pull. I'm going to say that last part again. Officials also said a thorough review of the M18 discharges across Global Strike Command showed none had occurred without a trigger pull. Okay, so the Air Force is clearing SIG in this case. The inspection of Global Strike Command's M18s was later expanded to all of their Air Force. About 125,000 M18 pistols did find issues with some of its sidearm, service officials said. Okay, so they cleared, none have gone off without a trigger pull. Inspections found problem with 191 of the command's M18s. Okay, let's slow down here. Inspections found problems with 191 of the command's M18s, most of which were problems with component wear, according to the Air Force. Most of the issues were related to wear on the M18 safety levers, on their striker assemblies, and on their sears. Strike assemblies on the spring-loaded mechanisms that impact a cartridge's primer to fire the weapon, and sears hold back the striker until it's pulled. Weapons exhibiting these discrepancies were immediately tagged and undergoing necessary repairs. That is concerning. So out of the 171, I believe, 125,000 pistols, 191 of them. So if you take that, there's 3.5 million of them. That same ratio, so 191 of 125,000. If you're watching this video, ask SIG to check out your gun. That's what I would recommend at this point. Ask SIG, send them an email, try to send in your gun for inspection and have them inspect your weapon to make sure it is in functioning order, because if it's not and they say it is and it goes off somehow, then that's going to be on SIG and not on you, right? So 191 of these weapons have component wear related to striker wear or wear on the M18 safety levers and their striker assemblies, and on their sears. Strike assemblies are spring-loaded mechanisms that impact a cartridge's primer to fire the weapon. The sears hold back the striker until the trigger is pulled. Those 191 weapons were pulled. The command is adding enhanced inspections procedure for its M18 inventory, which will include a new inspection criteria for these parts of the M18 found to wear on the it's a wear item that wears the fastest, said Lieutenant Colonel George Hearn, Air Force Global Strike Command, Security Forces Commander. By incorporating these added measures, we assess that any issues found with the safety lever, striker assembly, sear will be blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we'll put away the iPad of truth for now, and what does this mean for you? Well, 191 of 125,000 were damaged and could potentially have led to an uncommanded discharge. 191 out of 125,000. So if you own a SIG M17, SIG M18, or a P320, either take a bunch of pictures, send them to SIG, say, hey, I need you to check these out. Let me know if I need to send in my pistol, or just tell them, hey, I'm sending in my gun based on the Air Force's report, and see if they'll square it away and make it right for you. Keep in mind, I wouldn't say I'm a SIG enjoyer, but I am a victim of my own environment where I see hundreds of these guns go off, probably thousands within like a 6-month period. I would say thousands, but in a shorter period, maybe 50 to 100 in like a month time period, right? It ebbs and flows based on where I'm at. But I see a lot of these guns in the field. I see a lot of these guns in a flat range environment and a training environment, and they work, man. I mean, we got to realize the lowest common denominator to all the way up to the most trained soldier. I've seen them work in all those conditions. And in this case, we've seen them fail, 191 fail. So I guess the moral of the story is that you have to do your research. You have to understand what's going on. Should this have been happening? No, right? We have 125,000 pistols, which is a freaking ton of handguns. If you add it into the Army's, like the Army's probably got, if I had to speculate, which keep in mind I don't represent the DOD or Department of the Army, if I had to speculate, the Army's probably got 200,000 easily, right? Easily. So there's a lot of handguns floating around. 191 of them are broke. The Army probably has some broke ones. So do yourself that justice. Inspect your weapons, and if you deem it necessary, hit up Sig, and I would send them into Sig. Okay, if you feel comfortable doing that, then do it. Anyway, guys, that's a lot of talking for me. It is another day of classroom instruction and training for me. So if you want to support the channel, hit the like button, donate to the ammunition fund, leave your combat llama emojis down below, and have a good day. Let me know what your thoughts are on all this. And until next time, it's going to be Trench Grenade, your average. M18 service pistols are back, except for 191 of them of the 125,000. Video enjoyer that your mom says we have at home, signing out. Cheers.